Hello, welcome again to Recap Geek, where you can watch interesting movies in minutes. Today we are going to talk about a movie that shows how mankind has broken technological breakthroughs in the development of artificial intelligence and robotics, and how it eventually lead to a global war, in which the remnants of humanity struggle to survive in a post-apocalyptic wasteland while the surviving machines remain hidden. Spoilers ahead. In the aftermath, the world became a wasteland and is ruled by warring warlords and bandits. A warlord, together with his men, raids a settlement. Upon seeing the incoming bandits, the head raised the alarm and ordered his men and children to move to the shelter. Unfortunately, they're surrounded by the bandits. The settlement leader aims a gun to the bandits' boss but couldn't fire because it has no bullets, and he was stabbed to death. Upon searching the place, then found a high-tech lab, they discovered that the lab contains an robot-making machines and found a remote that is intended for a robot, but the machine is missing. As they searched for the area, they discovered an android girl named Ash. The warlord activates Ash, who opens two different colored eyes, one blue, one green, that light up when she receives commands through a handheld remote. She was naked and very sexy that the warlord was on site became attracted to her. Since she was awakened by him, he became his master and the android his servant. Elsewhere, in a fertile zone called the Oasis, a young man called the Prince sets out on a mission into the wasteland in search of medicine to help his sick mother, the Queen. His only clue to finding it is a faded postcard of a place called Paradise Beach, where the rumored cure resides. The Prince and his friends who accompany him stop at Lovetown, a wasteland settlement that deals in sex slaves and is run by the pimp, Big Daddy Lovelord. There they try to get directions to Paradise Beach but attract the attention of the raiders. The prince's friend, Rico, drives off the raiders with a handgun, a rare and valuable item in the wasteland. Big Daddy approaches with an offer to meet with someone who can help them, but it ends up being a trap set up by the warlord. Ash seduces the prince and begone to be intimate with him. While the prince lowers his guard, Ash takes the gun and shots at Rico, captures the prince and kills his friends. Recognizing that prince and his prince gun has bullets, the warlord then forces the him into taking them back to the Oasis. During the torture, not typical to an android, suddenly feels pity on the prince. During the voyage to the Oasis, Ash suddenly realized the wrongdoing of the warlord. She realized that upon reaching the Oasis, the warlord would kill everyone just like what happened to the settlement. Thus, she suddenly jumps the prince's vehicle and release him. The warlord's men chase them. During the escape, while fighting off the warlord's command from the remote, Ash slams the vehicle to the cliff and flips the vehicle over. They fight off the case and use the tunnel to divert the bandits. Ash is damaged during the escape, leaking fluid from a gash in her abdomen. While carrying Ash, the prince managed to find shelter. However, Ash passes out and her systems shut down. The next day the prince fashions a stretcher and drags Ash's body through the wasteland until he eventually finds the ocean. There his hopes are shattered when they are taken prisoner again by another group of wastelanders residing in the ruins of the seaside resort. At the resort the prince meets the drug lord, who offers him the cure but at a cost. She injects him with a syringe and undrug him, as he passes out after experiencing hallucinations. Meanwhile Ash is taken to Lei, a mechanic and a prisoner of the drug lord, who repairs Ash and reactivates her. Afterward, Ash is taken before the drug lord, who fawns over how valuable she is. She was attracted to her. The next day the drug lord forces the prince into a gladiatorial battle with one of her minions, saying that if he survives he gets the medicine and goes free. The prince manages to defeat his opponent and retrieves the drugs, but the drug lord says that Ash is staying with her. The prince was left no choice but to leave without Ash. Later that evening, Lei goes to free Ash, who is chained up in a cell, but her attempt to saw the chains proves futile. Ash accepts her fate to remain a prisoner but decides to repay Lei for her kindness and makes love to her. The next morning, the drug lord discovers Ash and Lei together and, in a jealous rage, orders Lei to wipe Ash's memory of the event and reprogram her into a loving companion for herself instead. Outside, the prince returns and tries to sneak back into the resort. The furious warlord also arrives and attacks the drug complex. In a drug-addled fury, the drug lord faces off with the warlord with a hand-to-hand battle. Realizing that the drug lord feels no pain, he ends up killing her with the prince's handgun. During the distraction, the prince tries to help Lei and Ash escape, but they are all captured. The warlord tries to retake control of Ash with the remote, ordering her to kill her friends, but Ash kills his men instead. She stabs the warlord with a machete and then escapes with Lei and the prince on a pair of the raiders' motorbikes. The warlord gives chase, but Ash stops and kills him in one last stand. The three eventually make it back to Oasis, where Ash tells the prince she's leaving to find others like herself that are out there somewhere. The prince returns to his mother and gives her the medicine as Ash rides off with Lei into the wasteland. In a mid-credit post-scene, Ash returns to Lovetown and frees the sex slaves, who get revenge on Big Daddy Lovelord by attacking him. The movie was titled The Future World.
For more videos like this, click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell.